Oh my God. I just got knocked off by Facebook. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. My phone just went blank. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes. So please come back. I'm so sorry. This is part 2. I'm talking about how, as a trauma-informed coach or mentor, I'm not treating trauma, and neither are you. So this is part 2. I just got knocked off, and I wanted to continue this conversation, so I'm just going to wait a minute, see if anybody pops on, because I literally had like 25 minutes to do this before my call. Anyway, so in my eyes, coming from a trauma survivor, and I am a complex trauma survivor, my point of view is that if we can create space, that we can create space where our clients, our students, our staff, whatever it is, are seen, they're heard, they're connected, and they feel safe, then we can create healing. We can create healing, and we don't need fancy certifications. Hey, Gina, I just got knocked off. We don't need fancy certifications. We don't need a PhD. We don't need any of that. Now, granted, my tools are different. My tools are unique. My clients know that coming in. It's really important that your clients know the difference between therapy and coaching or healing or whatever it is that you're doing. That the expectation isn't set that you're going to treat their trauma. And in the first conversation I have with my new clients, this is what we talk about. This isn't about a sale. This isn't about how many clients I can have at one given time. That is not about that. This is about, you're going to be safe in my container, and I am not a therapist. I am a mentor, a trauma-informed mentor, and this is the process that I'm going to take you through. Do you feel comfortable with that? And if they feel comfortable, then they are making the choice. They are making the choice and have to take responsibility for their own safety, for their own healing, and their own results. It's not your responsibility to get results for your clients. That's on them. Just like it's not a therapist's responsibility to get results. So we have an opportunity here to change the landscape and what that therapeutic landscape looks like, because the traditional talk therapy, in my eyes, guys, just doesn't really work anymore. And I'm not saying that there are not great therapists out there or doctors out there, because there are phenomenal ones, and I work very closely with some of them because I refer my clients to them. If I'm not in my lane or in my zone and I'm like, this is not, I need to refer you out, then I will. I don't let my ego get in the way of that. I have no problem referring my clients elsewhere, right? Gina, I'm sure you have the same thing. So in this membership, I have a trauma-informed membership called Uprooted. Stop doing that. And in this membership, it's a way for you, because I talked about this, it's a way for you to work out your own biases, your own judgments, your own stuck points. So not only are you learning to be more trauma-informed for your clients, but you're getting a safe space where you can work through some of your own things, okay? So as a coach or as a healer, when you're with your clients, it's important that you're aware of certain goals and certain benchmarks that they can have. And you're not completely out of the spectrum, and you know the language that they're speaking, because that's so important. Because imagine, like, if you sit with someone and they're speaking French and you're speaking English, it's like there's not good communication there. Like, there's going to be miscommunication. So it's important that we avoid some of this miscommunication by becoming more trauma informed and learning to speak the language. One of your major jobs is bring openness. Bring openness to your spaces. It can be safe, but you can be open. You can be vulnerable. You can share with them your experiences. I love that. I love when I can share with my clients my experiences. And this is not about projection. This is about relatable. Like, I'm going to be relatable. Like, here's an experience I went through. This is what I've done to get out of this experience or to move through this experience. And they can take it or leave it, but you're able to share those things. Now, you can be very, very effective in whatever coaching, healing, mentoring, whatever you are doing with your clients and students. When you follow, I have a 3-step framework that I'm actually going to be teaching in my Uprooted membership. And the membership is $47. And basically this membership is for women that are coaches, healers, therapists, mentors, teachers, and they want to be more trauma informed because they want to be able to help their clients and not have the pressure of like, I need to heal the trauma, not come from that lens. It's a different lens. It's a different perspective. It's more of a healing lens. And I have a 3-part framework that I'm going to go through. That's what I teach, how I coach my clients, what I teach in my containers and in this membership, which is very unique. So if you're interested in that, I lost my place here in my notes. If you're interested in learning about the Uprooted membership, please DM me because I got knocked off. So I lost a bunch of people that were on, which kind of sucks. But I'm happy to talk with you over it. It's $47 until Wednesday, and then it goes up to $77. I'm looking for 20 founding members. And what I mean by like the founding members is you will be grandfathered in at $47 a month. You can cancel anytime if it's like not aligned or you're not feeling it, you can cancel. This membership really is a collective. I want strong leaders. I want strong coaches. I want strong teachers. I want strong healers to be a part of this because we can learn from each other. Guys, we need to have this dialogue. Trauma has been stigmatized for so freaking long, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to be a trauma mentor in the first place, because I spent years in silence. I didn't know who I could talk to. And even if they were professional or even if they were a doctor, I still didn't feel comfortable talking about a lot of the deep-rooted stuff. And a lot of my awareness came after the fact. My awareness came from the mastery of self-awareness. So once you master yourself, once you master that, you gain so much awareness and you're able to share that awareness. And I always say awareness is the keys to the kingdom. And you don't have to have a certification to give awareness. You don't have to have a certification or a PhD to be able to hold space for someone and to be open and vulnerable with them and cry with them and let them vent and help them move through and assess them and have benchmarks and do all these things and speak their language. You don't have to have all those things. There are certain things that you do need, and creating that safe space is so important. And I'm going to help you learn to create that safe space. We're going to create safe spaces in the membership. You're going to be able to bring case studies in. Obviously, confidentiality is super important, but if you have a client that's stuck, you're going to have like-minded, growth-minded, holistic-minded people that are taking more of a somatic approach. And it's not just a neurological thing. And that's what really messed me up when I first started mentoring. I was like, do I need to go back to school? Do I need to know more neurological stuff? Do I need to know the biology and the physiology and all this, the psychology behind it? No, you don't. You don't. All you need to know is how to have the conversation. Like I said, people are not generally coming to you saying, I have trauma. That's after the delayering process. They're coming to you with some surface level problem, whether it be pain, physical pain, whether it be mental pain, whether it be anguish, whether it be loss, whether it be hurt, whether it be stuckness in some area of their life. They're not leading with trauma. So with that, you shouldn't be leading with trauma either. You should be leading with, I have a space for you to feel safe and share in. And that's all you need to do. And in this membership, in the Uprooted membership, we are going to work on creating safe spaces together as a collective. So you're going to be able to bring your tools, your unique strategies, your things to this membership. And as a member, as a founding member, the first 20 members gets highlighted as an expert. So I'm essentially building a stage for you to stand on so you can say, here I am, and this is what I offer, and this is what I do. And you don't have to be trauma informed to come into this. You can be like, I want to be trauma informed and then come into it. You can be a coach and be like, yeah, I recognize that I don't always set boundaries with my clients. I recognize that my spaces I think are safe, but I could really create a safer space for them. Or I recognize there are some things that I shouldn't do in the beginning that I have to build trust and lead up to. If you're there now, no judgment. Come in and we can talk about them and we can figure it out together. I guarantee you this conversation needs to happen. More of us need to be trauma informed, especially with this pandemic. We are looking at a huge aftermath of people. There's been loss. There has been financial stuff going on. There has been sickness. There has been, there's just so much aftermath. It's not just abuse and divorce and, neglect and narcissism. That's not just what trauma is about. There is so much more going on in the world right now that people are living in survival. And when you're living in survival, that's what trauma really is. You're living in that trauma because you're living in survival. So a lot of what I'm going to do in my membership is take you through the nervous system. I'm a nervous system expert. I have been trained in the nervous system. So I'm going to take you through those steps. You're going to learn about fight, flight, or freeze response. You're going to learn about fawn response. You're going to learn about what does that look like when a client is in those responses and how to get your clients out of them. When to refer your clients when PTSD is really present and they're really stuck and you can't move them from one place to the next. We're going to talk about benchmarks. We're going to talk about goals with your clients, attainable goals. So there's going to be so much that we're going to go over. And a lot of this is going to be built in the membership, stuff that I don't even know that's going to be created on the backs of the 20 founding members that come in, they come to the table and they're like, yep, I want to have the conversation. I want to either be more trauma informed or I want to help people be more trauma informed. So this is what I do. Here it is. And then collectively, we're going to start educating more people on how to coach, how to heal, how to teach and be more trauma informed. Hey, Christine. Hey, Kristen. So does that make sense? I'll message you after the live. Awesome, Gina. Cool. Okay, guys, I gotta fly in 1 minute, but are there any questions before I go? And unfortunately, I was booted off the last live, and that's a bummer, but hopefully whoever was on that will come back over here and catch the end of this, the replay on that. I think actually, you know what? I didn't even share this into my group, so I'll share this part into my group later. But are there any questions? Like, I'm here for another minute if you have any questions. I'm just going through my notes, making sure I covered everything for you. I just want to say before I go that this isn't about changing your work. Because your body of work is your body of work. This isn't about judging your work either. If you're a healer or a coach or a mentor or a teacher, we are not judging your work. Your work is unique. It is beautiful. It is creative. It is your own. And I truly believe that not one person wants to intentionally harm or re-traumatize anyone. But that's why I'm creating a space like this, because I want you to know that you're supported. So you feel confident coaching. You feel confident mentoring or teaching. You feel confident going into situations that you may get a little bit like, oh, I've never been here before because I'm not equipped for this. But then you have some place to fall back on and get equipped and acquire the tools that you need and acquire the expertise that you need. And you can burn off someone else's experience. You can borrow someone else's experience when they share. You learn, right? So it's really important that I created a space like this because I've always wanted a space like this. I always felt like other therapists, other coaches, other healers wouldn't think that I was a coach or a healer because I didn't think that about myself sometimes. I felt like I don't have a degree. Like, who am I to be teaching this? Who am I to be helping people? Who am I to be, doing this for people? And not to say that I still don't have those thoughts sometimes, but it's because I care so deeply and because I want people to have transformative experiences when they work with me. I'm always looking to grow and evolve and express and build. And in order for us to all build, I think we have to sit down and have a conversation together and be like, how can we build as a unit? How can we build together? We don't have to build individually. We can come together and build an amazing community of coaches, of healers, of mentors, of teachers that are trauma informed, that are out there really healing people, really making a difference. And if not healing, educating. And if not educating, speaking. And if not speaking, just being, just holding space. Because sometimes we're better just holding space and not saying anything at all. And I really believe there are people out there that are just amazing at holding space. So if you're one of them, I want you in this membership. I need you in this membership. Okay? So if there's no other questions, I'm going to get off because I have a coaching call and literally it's actually late, 5 minutes late. So, yeah, I love you all. Thank you for coming over to part 2 because I just got booted off. And I will be back. If you have questions about the membership or just want to chit chat, get dirty in the DMs, let me know. Membership closes, well, the cart for the 20 founding members close Wednesday and it's $47. Otherwise the price goes up to $77. It's a month-to-month membership. Cancel anytime. No questions asked. But I know you're not going to want to because it's going to be freaking amazing. It's going to be amazing. Well, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Bye.